Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Ohio Guys here. My name is Christian Ocampo, and today I'm joined with another special guest here today. We have the incredible Barr Jr.
Oh, hey, what's going on? Incredible. I don't know about that. We'll see.
You got some incredible stories to tell here, uh, rolling in just moments. So I'm looking forward to your very first interview. So I'm glad to have you here.
Yeah. Yes, it is. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, huh?
Definitely. So, to kind of get us stuff, man, tell us how are you doing in this soon to be cold month November?
Man, I'm just taking it day by day. Well, I actually recently moved down to Dallas, Texas, where I'm currently at, and I was kind of caught off guard a little bit. It was during that big old freeze that we got, so I'm a little bit more prepared now, but definitely not as much back then. But yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. We'll be good.
Yeah, it's good to hear that you finally settled down, and that is where most of the work is.
Yeah, finally. It's like a big little I don't want to say a dream, but it was a big goal of mine for a long time to actually get a little bit closer to the work. Because that's when I started out. It was a lot of remote stuff. So it's really nice to finally get a chance to like, hey, I exist. Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah, Texas, even though it's a warmer state, it does get hit hard when winter decides to fall upon that big state.
It does. It does. That desert cold, man. Oh my god. Ugh. I'm in the city. We still get it. But
Yeah, I imagine. And hopefully you're bundled up this time around. You're ready for potentially another strong front like this if it does happen. But I'm glad that you're settled where you are. You got your little nice home booth ready to go for more work whenever it comes your way.
yeah, yeah, nice and cozy in here. Very very warm.
With all that fun talk. So to get us rolling more into your very first interview, why don't you tell us what it's like working in the industry today?
Oh yeah. So let's see. For a long time, it's felt like more like an outsider looking in. Um, Before like COVID happened and things like that, doing remote work. It's a very strange spot to be in, almost like being like the black sheep of the VO family. It's like, oh, if you're not in the main city, are you actually a professional kind of vibe? And while we were navigating that, it was very surreal seeing it kind of flip the whole industry on its side when all of a sudden people who were like closer to the mainland cities had to play catch up for a little bit. And then the guys who were doing remote work at the time, they had a lot of information on their end, and then it almost in a way just kind of like balanced out. Then were getting a lot more work on that end. So when I came into it, I definitely was super prepared for the circumstances. Just like besides like mixing, engineering myself, and acoustics, things like that. And it opened a whole lot of other training opportunities too that weren't available to me at the time. So yeah, in a weird way, it kind of helped my career in VO. But getting a chance to like just speak a lot of the studios out here, a little work with Funimation at the time. Well, a little work, but but yeah, it's been a good journey so far. Yeah.
I'm glad that you finally got to break into the more professional side of the scene. You've done mostly indie work, smaller
Hmm.
projects here and there, but to finally get into more of the Funimation side of things, where the bigger work is there, with more bigger titles, bigger characters for you to fill the shoes in.
Yeah, bigger audiences as well. Yeah, with the indie work, it's usually like a lot of like smaller groups, smaller tight knit groups who like enjoy the product and stuff. But yeah, once you get your eyes on and like people kind of hear your stuff in a lot more ears, it's a little different ball game. It really is. But I enjoy it a lot, and I'm definitely thankful I had the chance to do that while playing a character I never thought I'd have even chance to read sides for. So I'm just yeah, super thankful. Everything else after this is just icing. Like I'm good.
Definitely, I'm very pleased that with your most recent work, which we'll talk about very soon in this interview, I can just elaborate on just go into huge details on my love for that certain show, hint, hint, twee wee.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to kind of pull in all your work, why don't you tell us what is your favorite project that you got to work on?
Oh, my favorite project. I'll probably start with the one where like I knew like, hey, I can actually kind of do this. And that was probably the Acorn Princess a while back. That was like my first like prelay cartoon of anything, and had so much fun with it. The twists and turns in the script, it could really just be really as big as you wanted. There are no like really like guide rails at all, and just have fun with it. And the reception was really cool. I think it's like sitting at maybe like 2 million views or something like that right now on YouTube. Yeah, it's just a lot of love, and yeah, and I think it was that moment where like, okay, there might be a market for me. I should probably pursue this a little bit more, a little bit more candidly, and go a little harder, and then I did. But
Yeah, that's a very good title. A very short one, but one that I think
yeah.
was a pretty good way to kind of start out, talk to one of your fellow cast members, Madeline Doro, a while back.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, right on. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so got her perspective, got to watch myself. Very interesting knowing that this was also kind of like a college film project that entered for some
Yeah.
awards.
They're
So
so darn talented. Like, I'm sure it caught a lot of people off guard, like the production value on it for sure.
definitely, like just watching the visuals, you would think this would fit in like in a kids channel, most
Yeah.
likely like in the hub, if that's still the name they use. Some like or maybe a maybe Cartoon Network to an extent, just by the
Yeah, I really think so too. I think that's part of the reason I think I was kind of gravitated towards it, and I knew my sister would like it. Which honestly was probably the main reason I auditioned for it in the first place. Because like, oh man, my sister will love this.
yeah, it's just a great all around film project, college film project. I need to emphasize that.
Hmm.
So yeah, great start and just great creativity behind it.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, always. So to kind of take a quick step back from your voiceover work, and
Hmm.
this one it's just interesting story to hear from you since you got to experience that in Japan. So
Yeah.
why don't why don't you tell us what was it like during your time in Amori, Japan?
Okay, so for people who don't know anything about Aomori, it gets very cold. It snows a lot. In which case, you're kind of like on one hand, like moving closer to work, I was talking about earlier. Like if you can imagine being on like a place like Japan, just so far away from everything like that, and the time zone differences, and even getting like certain training opportunities, you got to get on a train all the way down to Tokyo, which is like 4 hours by bullet train. So like while I was out there, you definitely I felt like almost like in like a hyperbolic time chamber, just kind of like working on my own stuff, like oh they're not ready for this kind of thing. But yeah, like but if you want something bad enough, you find a way. You find a way. So like between there, I think my first kind of chance to like besides like working on my own and getting a chance to actually get like some outside help was probably Studio Goko over in Tokyo, which is like an improv studio. So like, and when I get the chance between work, I jump on that train and go see them. and we have good times and do a lot of improv. And that experience really just being getting a chance to like actually be a part of a community of people rather than kind of just being like the Lone Ranger was it was everything I wanted. And I kind of just pursued that as I moved around more around across like the country and like the back to the United States, kind of pursued that same angle.
Right on. Japan is a very interesting country. Aside
Yeah.
that, aside that, it makes some of the best animated works out there. So many known titles have come from Japan to here, and
True.
just yeah, and just seeing like the cities, the countryside, getting to ride the bullet trains, just taking in everything. It's a whole different world over there, different experience to gain and learn from that culture. I myself got to experience Japan myself, been there
All
for
right,
two
huh?
weeks.
Yes, there we go. Which part were you at?
I was in Tokyo. I got to see
Mm-hmm.
Ginza.
Mm.
Uh, I got to see the famous Shibuya.
Yes. Oh, full
Yes,
circle.
yes,
Yeah, man.
yeah. And yes, I was getting those twee vibes just walking through it. And yes, I also went inside the famous 109 building.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah,
you got the close eye view.
yeah,
It's pretty wild how like how gosh, it's like frame for frame like the actual like part of the city. It's very strange.
yeah. It's just part of me was also feeling like, am I going to step into the underworld? I mean, the underground
Yeah,
soon.
man. Take a wrong turn. I don't know, man.
I mean, as far to the Hachiko statue, which another great spot. Just seeing so many people wait for their friends, that are hot spots. Just and not just Twiwi, but like any other anime that can feature that statue. It just gives you tons of throwbacks, and you just get immersed in your own memories. Just like thinking, "Wow, I've seen this famous statue, and I'm right here next to it."
Yeah, like oh my god. Now that you mentioned that, like I really want to go back now. I got some buddies down there. Nostalgia hit me so hard. Then COVID. Ugh, don't take Americans right now.
Yeah, hopefully the both of us and any other mutual friends will get to see Japan again soon.
Yeah, one day. One day.
I'm planning on going back. That's guaranteed.
Right on. I love that. Me too, man. Me too.
All right. Then just going back on track to your voiceover work.
Yeah.
And you already mentioned the Acorn Princess. So why don't you tell us how that all got started, how you heard of it and finally got to work on it?
Yeah, so did a lot of remote work at the time and like there's very like few opportunities for like character stuff. There's only like maybe a couple main sites and I think I heard of that one from like Casting Call Club. Don't have an account on there anymore, but at the time it was like, oh man, because they had like the art, and then they had kind of like a little brief description of how the story would go, and that was one of the things that caught my eye, just how like just colorful and like how unique the art style was. It's like okay, I need to throw my shot at that, and yeah, I just kind of. With character work, a lot of times you just go off what you see, and then it's very instinctual sometimes how people build characters, and that's how I do it. So just the first two or three takes is like I think he sounds like that, and then I sent it. Well, after editing it, then I sent it, and yeah, rest is really history, I guess.
This one was unique, and not just by its visuals, its animation, but the short story it tried to tell with, I guess, a bit of marriage or arranged marriages, and then with
Yeah,
same-sex marriage. So it kind
yeah,
of tackled those subjects, which for anyone that's part of the LGBTQ community who watch this can at least relate to, I guess, the expectations on how marriage is viewed traditionally, and how this one tried to kind of like break the mold, how it tried to take a step away from tradition, which is always a interesting take whenever a story can tackle tradition, try to break away from the old ties. So
Yeah, subvert expectations and all those fun things. Honestly, yeah. Oh man, the way you're breaking it down, it's a beautiful thing, really. And like, I'm just happy to have just even like just a small little iota of a print on that, because like honestly, such a cool project. And those people are absolutely wonderful. Like everybody worked on it, and the reception was so warming to see everybody just like just kind of lift it up. It's like, man, that's really cool. It's so neat. Uh, make me kind of tear up a little bit. Try to make me cry over here, bud.
it's fun little film. Yeah, just so much kind of like breakdown to peel back, especially with their small little action scene they had. I liked
Yeah.
how also took a page out of Batman Begins when it came about the theatrics. Whenever you want to confuse those around you, you want to use the theatrics to play with the perspective and make that perspective reality.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, it's funny. Like when I was building Beetle, I actually did pull a reference from. It wasn't Batman per se, but it was actually the latest rendition of Aquaman. It was Jason Momoa. He was on a talk show host, and he was throwing axes with I forget what show it was. I think it was like the late night show, and his grunts were so visceral. It's like, man, wouldn't that be great to have like something like that in this character? So when we were doing the fight scene in the beginning, there's definitely channeling a little bit of that.
I gotta find that
Yeah, he's probably yeah.
anything with Jason Momoa, especially if he's throwing stuff. I gotta see that.
Oh yeah, man. It's like, it's just like he really punches. It's like I want to do that with him.
Standing next to a huge Samoan man like him. Oh
Yeah.
my god, just seeing him with a weapon of any sort is just a powerful, inspiring sight to
You
just
should really
behold.
check it out. You should really check it out. I think it's Jimmy Fallon. Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, Jason Momoa, Jimmy Fallon. He's throwing axes. It's top tier television, cinema even. One of those. Yeah.
I will look it up after this interview.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
All right. So for another project you got to work on, why don't you tell us what was it like working on Samurai Zero?
Oh my gosh. Basically, like living up all my like OG Samurai Jack childhood memories. Honestly. But yeah, the character in that game is really cool. Ryder. I don't want to spoil anything, but like he's an old soul, a samurai who, um, he, ah man, I don't want to spoil anything. So essentially, he's a very cool robot. He's a very cool robot. Lightning just dashes everywhere. And he talks a little bit of smack too, which was really fun. But yeah, I love Sam Zeeb. Just the soundtrack too. Oh my gosh, all the work they've had in it. The I've heard a little bit of the cast so far as well, and just super talented people. Yeah, that's another one. It's like I'm in this. This is okay. Well, here we go. But yeah, I loved all the work on it. It's definitely super cool, and it's a character that is definitely like a 180 to the stuff I usually book, which is usually like very bombastic or whatever. But he's a very old soul, and he kind of brings it down here into your chest, and um, yeah, it's just really fun to work on.
Any anime, cartoon, video game, whatever that has samurais in it, or these doesn't homage to them, it's an MO. It's up my alley. I just
Right
love.
on.
I always love samurais. I love the way they fight, the katanas they use. It's just so many directions that you can take with samurais, with not just in the traditional path. at least with the Samurai Jack, as mentioned, where the twist is put in the future, thousands of years, or in your case, make a robot that yeah, different twist, set like a human being. Now you got like a robot samurai.
Yeah, yeah. And he looks cool too, doesn't he? Like a so honestly, yeah, just another blessing, really. But working on that was a great time. Oh man, I just as far as like character building, that's probably my favorite part because all it is, it's really just like getting into your imagination and just the whole process. I just truly enjoy and helping Ryder come to life a little bit more with my voice. God, so cool.
Yeah, I'm glad you're having tons of fun whenever you get to play these type of characters and just
Yeah.
and like you said, just I guess expressing your creativity, going more into your I guess your more artistic side, since all the actors had that artness to them, just trying to express that art behind the booth, trying to fill the shoes of those characters. Definitely a way to bring life into them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you summed it up right there. Yeah. Ah, yeah. I just love acting so much. Mm.
I'm glad to hear that, man. And hope you keep it up, man.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, man. So here's another one that a lot of people have known you
Mm.
for quite a while before, since before our other big one we're going to talk about soon. Why don't you take us on the path to Edge of Eternity? What was it like working that one?
Yeah. Oh, that was whew. um that's definitely like my biggest video game at the time. Like big like booking. And it meant a lot to me because once again I was doing a lot of remote work and and having an opportunity to be in something like that that's going to be on consoles, that's on Steam already. It's a full product made by an awesome studio of like literally like less than 10 people and they made this massive game that looks fantastic, sounds fantastic, plays fantastic. Oh, oh my gosh. Yeah, it was definitely gave me some warm fuzzies when that email came through. And the thing is they sent me my first VO check too. From France, and I think it was in euros. It was really cool. I actually kept it. It's like, I'm gonna cash this later. But yeah, man. Ah, so proud of them too.
This one really stood out just with its visual appeal. I don't know it was a team of 10 people.
Yeah,
That's news to me.
I think like 9 people, probably a little bit more, but like it's a very small team, which just like goes to show like the amount of love and time and energy they put into it.
It's funny you say that because when you look at the cover, you look at the coloring, its vibrantness, you would think it would have been created by one of the companies that made like the Tail series. You would
Right.
think, yeah, you would think it might have been created by Atlas or just one of those big studios in Japan that has makes those type of similar kind of styles or similar uh, art covers that you make.
Right.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it's just something about it that you would think you were going to be playing another one of those uh, games from those studios, but then but the fact that it's not, it's just even more cooler knowing that a team like this was able to, in the way, replicate or was able to get the same feel, get the same imagination as these other studios have made in Japan. So it's amazing just seeing how far a team can bring out the best of their abilities.
Absolutely. And being a part of that, oh my God, just amazing. I loved my character in it too. A very like classical villain. He's kind of I joke. My role. Well, one of the main roles I had. He's basically like the mid boss of a few of the chapters. So I don't know if you're familiar with like Daisega back in the day, but definitely a thorn in the villain side or thorn in the main party's side. Come in like like I don't know, like Jesse and James mess some stuff up and kind of fly away. It's great.
Oh yeah, no, I get what you mean about that. And I don't remember if I ever come across a classic villain like that anymore. Like, and nowadays, like I always appreciate what you said, like that. I guess like a hit and run type of boss where they come for a
Hmm.
bit, and then once they're done, they split, and they come back each time. It just kind of makes that villain still be part of that story or part of that video game, or even if they're in like animes or cartoons, at least you sort of grow appreciation where okay, they're still in that realm. I always had a problem with villains that came and gone or got killed off too quickly. That's always been a pet peeve of me.
Yeah, yeah. No, they are definitely thorns. They are thorns in the sides of the main team. These pesky kids. Yeah, yeah. We got them though. We sent a spell their way. It was great.
All right, man. So now we can talk about the big show that everyone has been buzzing
Yeah.
about that's still going on strong. So why don't you tell us
Woo.
what was it like working on The World Ends with You?
Oh man. So straight up, so Beat was actually like my first audition for Funimation. Obviously been working at the time doing a lot of remote stuff, and felt fairly confident in my craft, but I'd never anticipated actually booking something like that. Of course, I gave it my freaking 150% on that audition, though. I'll tell you what. Definitely thinking about it a long time, and it really caught me off guard. And when I got an email saying that I had some time scheduled out over there. So you sign out all your papers and stuff, all the legal documents, but they didn't actually tell me who I was until I was literally inside like the old studio. This is the one like before they moved over to the new studio. But this is that flower mound, and like it was pretty surreal because everything was still being moved out. So it was like it was mostly cleared out, like almost like this like kind of like empty building. But then like on the floor, there's like literally like one person in there, like in this building. It was the security guard. He's like, "Hey, I'm here to do some stuff." It's like, "Oh, I've never seen you before." It's like, "Yeah, I'm new." And like, "Okay, go ahead and follow the floor." And they had these arrows to what turns out was like I think Studio A or one or something, like the main room. Engineer's gone because everybody's doing remote. So it's kind of walk in like a little anxious. Like I'm already anxious. I was anxious for days. I didn't even know who I was. I thought I was doing Walla. And talking like, "Hey, I'm new." I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah." So I was like, "Oh hey, so nobody's told me who I'm doing yet. Would you happen to know?" It's like, yeah, I think I know who you are." It's like, "Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool." Pardon? So that little because you don't want to like show you like too excited because you're here for the job, but definitely some butterflies going then, and yeah, just having a chance uh, to having the playing Beat has been so much fun. I enjoy Beat so much because like on the surface level, he seems like kind of like a two-dimensional character, but he has an arc, and it's a wonderful journey, and just man, it's just it's such a good time. It's basically everything I kind of what could dream of getting into voiceover for like character things. Um, just oh my gosh, because I used to play. I used to play the game a little bit when I was a kid. I used to play the game like when I was like between flights between like Japan and the U.S. I'd have it on my iPad on the iPad version. It was one of like the early games I gave my kid's sister back in the day. Like, dream come true. Like,
Now this title really both came out of nowhere last year when it was
yeah.
announced that finally got its anime, which in a way, me being a fan of the game, just back in the old days, it was kind of like mixed. Like, is this gonna be one where it needed an anime,
Mm-hmm.
or can you still enjoy this without playing the video game? So it was kind of like a question that I asked myself. So far, so good. You if
Ooh.
For you can tell we just love this title, this game, the anime so much. For our viewers out there watching this,
That's
it's
great.
yeah, it's I like it how you still understand what's happening even if you did not play the video game. The story is clear, the objectives of the characters are clear. You know what's happening in each episode, so I appreciate how the storytelling has been handled well, and just even the casting, big surprise. You know, this is kind of your debut in the world of Funimation with everyone that works at the studio.
Yeah.
And I think what's really important in this part is you being an African American actor. This was your big shot, this big opportunity to shine, get your name better known in the anime world.
Damn right. Yeah. I'm glad it was beat too. Like if you haven't noticed, like our personalities, we share a lot of similarities, and it's not just because I'm playing him. So like, I'm glad it was him.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you already been a fan of it. You know the importance, what it was meant to play as Beat. You understood the gravitas on what it's meant to play as Beat since you played the game. You understood the story. You understood like where he was coming from as far back from the video game. So yeah, just amazing that you got to play him. And and then again, just going back to you being African American, even Danny Chambers, who played Beats' little sister, Rhyme.
Rhyme.
So it's great to see you two getting to share characters that are related. Both of you kind of both of you being African American actors, showing what you guys can do best behind the booth. And then also with Ben Balmaceda, him being Chileno or Hispanic
Yeah.
Latino, him getting to play Neku. So it's also amazing how seeing both Latinos, African Americans being able to shine in this great title right here.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, definitely dream come true. Um, ah, in a way, like I'm just so invested in the project. It doesn't feel like we're like trailblazing per se, but like I know there's definitely like there's a weird air about it too. You know, it's like at the end of the day, I just want the fans to be like I know they didn't get the original cast, but with that said, like I want to be able to throw like everything I can at it and do my best because I know the importance of this thing. So I just want to do my best for them.
Yeah, and I'm sure many other actors, POC actors, always want to bring out your best A game when you guys
Yeah.
step into the booth, behind the mic. You know, I myself got to speak to Dan Chambers for a past interview. Same thing. She wants to bring her best performance whenever she's playing any type of character. Her playing Animal Girls, her playing uh, Japanese girls or European girls. You know, regardless of her being African American, her voice can play any type of character of any race or any I guess any background, just anything that any character that needs a voice should be there to fill the shoes in.
Absolutely. And Danny's just so good off the top in general. Yeah, just being like even able to like share a scene with her has been just amazing. Um, so good.
Yeah, it's always just amazing just seeing actors like her, and then you as well getting to be part of this amazing title. And I'm hoping that we'll see more video games turn into animes in the future that can still preserve its story, but it'll be easier for the viewer to follow along on what's happening because there's so much great stories to be told from different mediums like this.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree. and I'd be down to see anything else down the lane in the future too. But yeah, man, so it just came out of nowhere too. Uh, yeah, life is weird sometimes.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Like we did not know we needed a Twee and anime, but we finally got it. And
Finally got it, dang it. Finally got it.
so yeah, glad you enjoyed it. Beats Beats a great character just for his reasonings for what he's been going through. Uh, I guess you can say this is almost like a man versus self type of
Yeah,
concept.
absolutely. A lot of internal battles, a lot of wow, a lot of traumas to kind of to process on his side, and being as beat as he is, um, someone who wants to be like tough in front of everyone, and be his own man, having a chance to really just like look internally a little bit and be vulnerable. Um, yeah, having the opportunity to do that, to have a full arc and grow. It's just been such a blessing as an actor, and being in the opportunity I am. Um, yeah, it's just so good.
Yeah, just so much again to unravel on Tweety. I think both you and me can just go entire hours so just peeling
We can.
back. Yeah, I mean, at the time of this recording, it's still going on each week of a new episode.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm not sure how far they're gonna go with this one because even in the Veil game, it did throw me out of the loop with that X with the extra content.
Yeah.
We might get and maybe as far as an OVA, maybe if they decide to go that direction. But
uh, it's very possible. And I'm still recording it obviously at this time, but yeah, if an OVA does come this way, yeah, be on board 100%.
and you know what? Just to let the viewers out to know, when I got the extra content when I beat the game, I did give up. I did not finish its extra bonus at the end. I was
It's a
very
it's
I
a
was
curveball.
I I was mad. No joke. I was
Oh,
mad.
oh, but you got Neo now. But you got Neo now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy. It's just when you're stuck in a boss battle, you understand my frustration. But I got as far of its story, I got as much of the content, and that was my ending point. Where I'm like, okay, I will come back this next time. Maybe I'll watch a walkthrough.
Right
Maybe.
on. It's all right. That's all right. It's still there if you want to come back to it. Get the motor skills back up. Be good.
So yeah, we'll see how this goes because I did not see how far this goes in even the Veil game. So if we get more Twee, I will welcome it.
Yeah. Obviously, well, you know my answer to that. So
Right. So yeah, great game, great anime so far. Ah, just can't believe I just don't know how it's gonna end. That's what I'm wondering.
yeah, it's surreal. Like it's like all the possibilities are open now. It's like where is this gonna go? Especially with this such a hiatus. Really. Oh my god. I don't know.
We'll find out soon enough.
Well, hopefully, another 9 years or so, then we'll find out. We'll find, but no, hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Uh so I'm gonna pause from the Twee talk because again we might lose track and just keep on talking nonstop. So I'm gonna spare us from that. So to move on to our next question, this is our funny one. I like to ask everyone if you could be any character you have played in real life,
Mhm.
who will you be? And you can mix and match.
Okay, so I can be play any character and I can't mix and match. Is that Did I hear that? Did I understand that correctly?
You can be any character that you've played and
Okay.
you can mix them together, maybe make
Oh, okay.
a huge uh fused up character.
Oh, well, that's easy. Okay. Let's see. So Ryder's the smarts. So I borrow a little Ryder, and his sword is super cool. Sword's coming. Beat's got a skateboard. Ryder on a skateboard. Come on. Game over. Yeah, that's it. Oh, and Beetle has wings. Yeah, boom. He can fly on a skateboard, and he has a sword. Easy. Electric powers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I was thinking you would go that direction.
It's kind of OP now. Think about it.
Now that's one tough character that can go through noises and any other enemies if you had him all matched up like that.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Big game over. Like
Oh, definitely. It'd be OP just taken to a different level, but it'd be a cool OP.
yeah, I think so too. That's one of those things like rule of cool would allow it. I think. Yeah. So.
I think so too. All right. And is there anything else coming out that you can talk about or anything you want to plug in at this time?
Let's see. Actually, yeah. I love to mention a little IP called D Spirits. So in it, I play a young lead Damien, and it takes a lot of homage to both like Digimon and Pokemon. It has like a really cool card game out right now. It was kind of spawned from a very successful Kickstarter of like over $300,000. They're sending out packs across the world right now, and we're working on a little animation too to go with the card game itself. So yeah, D Spirits. It's a really great independent product. Creator's also African American, which is really cool to like show my support there. Like, oh my god, and it's been a lot of fun because besides Damien, I get to do a lot of different other creatures as well. And just really like I talk about like just using our imagination and creating like different characters in the process. Like if you ever get a chance to do like pocket monsters in any capacity, like that's some of the most fun character acting you could possibly do. So yeah, D Spirits. Google it, check it out, buy some packs. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm glad you plugged in. Uh, I guess for you, a fellow a black creator who wants to put some good stuff out there. So for that, I will be happy to put the link in the description down below in the box. Always happy to support black business owners, black creators out there trying to make a name for themselves, get their work off the ground. So I'd be happy to help support that as well.
Woo.
So yeah, thank you for introducing me to D
D Spirits.
D spirits. D
Yeah.
spirits.
D is like for detectives. They're detectives.
So yeah, D spirits. They'll be down below in the description box. So for any viewers out there who want to help support black businesses, definitely a great way to at least support one out there.
Right on. Thank you so much.
Happy to do so. All right. And for our social media question, is there any Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or any other social media for the fans to contact you at?
Yeah, you can hit me up at Van Barr Jr. and that'll go to my Twitter. Yeah, just absolutely, yeah. If you can follow me on there, that's mostly where I'm trying to like kind of like gravitate everything towards right now. It's small for now. It's small but mighty. So yeah, if you want to follow me, go ahead.
All right. Well, thank you, Van, for making this interview possible. I'm glad to have had you here for your very first interview. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, it's been a blast, man. Thank you so much for like even inviting me out. Like this is really fun.
Yeah, I'm glad to do so, and I'm glad that we have our fun though. The world ends with you talk here. So always happy to have any of the cast members be here for an interview and for us to go into details on that title.
Right on. Yeah, yeah. No worries there, man.
All right, and thank you to our viewers, sir, for tuning in for another episode of the Ohio Guys here. Thank you all, and I'll be see you all next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.